Good evening. Today is September 29th. This is my week 3 assignment for FTE 217. Again, my name is Robert Stanley. I will be going over three components of the AR-10 and their critical dimensions associated with each component. Any potential malfunctions that the pieces could cause within the rifle, like failure to fire, failure to feed, things like that during things. Any damage that any of these can cause, any training a gunsmith could do to help avoid causing any damage, and any additional components that might interact with some of the items that I've selected. So the three items that I've selected, I went with the AR-10 barrel itself. In length, the barrel, it can range. You can have a short barrel, you can have a 18-inch barrel, you can have a 15-inch barrel, you can have a 22-inch barrel. So they all differ. In particular, the one that we got for class was I believe a 18-inch barrel. So we had an 18-inch barrel. It only shoots the 7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO round or the 308 Winchester. Other than that, I mean, those are really the critical dimensions that are notable for the barrel itself. One of the malfunctions that it could have, if you have a crack in the barrel, you can the barrel could explode. I mean, there's no other way I could put it. The barrel, if there's a crack in the barrel could explode upon firing. So I mean that it's catastrophic if that happens. One of the next objects that I chose was the magazine itself. It's roughly about 3 inches by an inch and a half. Depends on the magazine that you get. The malfunction that's typical with the magazine is it will cause a failure to feed, which will cause a failure to fire. It's just the round gets stuck and the magazine just doesn't chamber another round. There are other incidences where it'll get stuck. The magazine itself will get stuck, and it can cause headaches. It'll cause a headache for you trying to get it out. There's no other malfunction with that if it gets stuck. The other part that I chose was the upper receiver itself, just the upper receiver. So just this piece here. And I chose this because this one here, there's actually a hairline crack here inside this upper receiver. So the dimensions for this, I mean, it's 8.96 inches by 1.6 inches by 4.4 inches. It weighs less than a pound. Very light. But the malfunction with this, it could be a number of things. This particular one, with this crack in here, or where my retaining pin goes, that's messed up here. This will cause, again, the barrel may not explode, but with that hairline crack, being that it's not going to get a proper seal when you put the barrel on and then throw the barrel nut on, this itself could explode under the pressure. It may cause a failure to fire. It may cause a failure to feed because the bolt and the trigger, or sorry, not the trigger, but the bolt just doesn't slide properly. The barrel doesn't seat properly. So it could, that hairline crack there can cause quite a few issues. Again, any training that could be done. I mean, this instance, I did this myself. I tried placing the barrel in, put the barrel nut on. I thought I had it torqued on, the barrel nut torqued on enough, and I tried tightening down my muzzle brake. The barrel nut ended up slipping, and the barrel turned as I was turning the muzzle brake. So, I mean, for training, I mean, there are things that can be done. A lot of it's trial by error, unfortunately. You can read up on training, watch training videos. You can watch this, you can watch that. But you're not really going to learn from your mistakes unless you do them yourselves. So I learned a valuable mistake here. Make sure that everything is tight and in place. Any additional components that interact with this? So I got over here, I got the AR-10 itself, or in my case, the 6.5 Creedmoor. So my handguard's attached to the barrel nut, which attaches to, again, the upper receiver. If that barrel nut doesn't seat properly, my handguards flop around. With the upper receiver, my magazine and everything, if I don't, if this doesn't seat properly, which this is having an issue right now, I'm not going to mess with this. It could just lead down a rabbit hole of endless possibilities. So, unfortunately, I mean, I could ramble on about every malfunction that each piece could have. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. Maybe at a later date. But other than that, again, this is my week 3 assignment. My 3 components and all the potential issues or malfunctions and or damage that it could cause. I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good one.